Welcome to Dare a New Belief, a place to discover what is possible for your life after the loss of a loved one, and where you will find inspiration, insight, support, and love, and hopefully a bit of laughter to help you through your day. Now, here's your host, Nada Hogan.
Welcome to Dare a New Belief, where you will find light and life, love and joy, healing, faith, and hope. A place where you get to believe what is possible for your life. Today, I have the great honor to bring on to the show Pernille Halbro. Pernille is the owner and founder of Pernille Halbro LLC. She is a certified transformational life coach specializing in dream building and life mastery. She is also certified as a EFT practitioner, otherwise known as tapping, and she is a Reiki Master. Pernille began her journey as a healer at a very young age while noticing that she was an intuitive empath. And in her early 40s, she realized her purpose always has been helping and supporting others, and she became a certified life mastery coach with Mary Morrissey and LifeSolutions. She uses tapping and Reiki to teach the body how to restore its natural balance of energy. And she is passionate about empowering women going through challenging transitions, feeling confident, motivated, and alive through a vision-inspired life that they love living. Oh, I love that. And Pernille, welcome. You are a beautiful human being. I'm so grateful to have you on the show with me.
Thank you, Nada. I'm so grateful to be here with you. I've so been looking forward to it.
Me too, so much so. So just so the listeners know, Pernille, I met you because I am also a life mastery consultant, life mastery consultant and a dream builder coach, and that's where we met. And I took an instant loving to you because you just are one of those people who emit a very special energy. And I just always enjoyed being around you and being around your just your beautiful personality and your beautiful soul self. And recently I have been out of the meetings for a while, the get-togethers in person, and so I haven't seen you for a while, but through Facebook and social media, I discovered that you were diagnosed with breast cancer. And it floored me when I found that out. And so that is what I would love to talk about with you today, and share with the listeners your journey through cancer. And are you comfortable with that? Does that feel like it's a good path for us?
Absolutely. I mean, I can say the same thing about you. I always felt like when we first met in LA, I believe that there was an instant connection, and you are a warrior and healer woman yourself. So I guess it takes one to know one.
I love that. Thank you. Yeah, there was absolutely an instant connection, and I totally love that. So yeah, divine guidance and divine timing for sure. So,
absolutely.
So Pernille, yeah. So the first question that I want to ask you is, how did you discover that something was off in your body? I already said that it was breast cancer, but how did you discover that something was off in your body?
I would say I was going through a stressful time. And I started feeling a lot of anxiety, insomnia. I wasn't sleeping well, and just like a buzzing in my body. Like it wasn't resting. It wasn't rejuvenating the way it normally would. So I started feeling like I was a little off. started having some ticks in my eye, and I was like, oh, that seems a little like there's stress going on. So those were the first signs that I started experiencing in my body.
Okay. Yeah. So then how long did it take for you to discover that that the breast cancer was detected?
It didn't take that long, really. I tried before when I have when I get very, very stressed, I often feel a burning up in my left armpit from my breast, and I had kind of that sensation again where I was like, that does not feel right. But before I had it checked out, it was fine. But I decided to schedule a mammogram and ultrasound just in case. And that's when, before I did that, I started feeling the lump. And that was in June. And then it was diagnosed on July 3rd.
Okay. So you felt the lump before you actually had gone into to have the mammogram?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt it, and I was sitting in my living room, and kind of like that burning sensation was irritating because it goes more towards your armpit. And then I self-examined it a little bit, just, making sure everything was okay. And then I felt something, and I was like, what is that? And then I felt like it's a lump. It's like a little ball. And I'm like, okay, that I haven't felt before. And I do self-exams on a regular basis, but and I even had a thermography done in March, which was clear. So I thought, well, I better have it checked out. So I scheduled for a mammogram, and I felt pretty calm, but I knew it wasn't okay. You're not supposed to feel a lump. So, and then I scheduled it, and I went for the mammogram and the ultrasound, and that was an experience because the guy that was coming in after I had the mammogram done and my ultrasound, they obviously could see something, and he came in and wanted to double check and tell me kind of what they were looking at. However, I didn't expect him to diagnose me right on the spot, and his energies in the room were not really good. He seemed fishing for things and was just not showing a lot of compassion, I would say. So I was diagnosed. He said it looks like carcinoma, which is cancer. And we went outside to talk more. And he seemed more interested in treatment I had done with CBD than actually giving me the run-ups of what to expect moving forward. But obviously I needed a biopsy to know what we were looking at. So I had to guide him back to the conversation of, well, what are the next steps here? So he even jumped to the conclusion that I needed chemotherapy and radiation. I would need the whole package by what he saw, again, without being thoroughly diagnosed through a biopsy. So I actually got really pissed. I thought it was not the right way to do it. And because I'm in the health field myself, I know that you don't throw a diagnosis at someone without having the scientific proof of it also.
Right.
So I left thinking, what the heck is this? Being really mad. Because I'm like, I have always lived healthy. I eat healthy. I exercise. Take supplements. I felt like I always took care of myself. I knew that after my divorce, I haven't been sleeping as well as I could. That was 3 years prior. So I knew my body was telling me things because I wasn't sleeping well. And I started having food intolerances. So there were a few pointers that things were not balanced in my body. But it really, I got to say, when I walked out of there, I was mad. I was really, really mad. So took a deep breath and said, okay, well, we still don't know what it is. He says one thing, but who knows? And then I decided I didn't want to work with him because of his energy. I didn't feel comfortable with him. I didn't feel like he was an optimist. So I called back and scheduled with a woman that they recommended, which turned out to be absolutely wonderful. Very sweet, very caring, compassionate with that I was not crazy about what she had to do. But of course, I did it. And that was a good choice that I chose to do that over.
Yeah. And as you tell this story, Pernille, it just comes to me. So you and I have talked about this before, because I have to tell you, you are the closest person to me that has ever gone through breast cancer. And as we were talking about it, it was almost as if I was sitting right next to you, walking this journey with you. And I just cannot imagine how hard it is, number one, just to detect that you have found a lump in your breast, just the initial shock of that. And it sounds like you handled all of that well, but there has to just be this thing that's just like, oh my God, right? Oh my God, it just has to knock you for a loop. But then to have the doctor come in and not even have a conversation with you, it's just mind-boggling that somebody would do that. And I know that you're holding back because pissed is probably very mild. I have a feeling there would be a lot of whatever those swear, what do you call it? Those swear words? There
was a lot of anger.
Yeah.
Related to it.
Yes.
No, absolutely.
Yes.
I really felt
goodness.
like it was unprofessional what he did.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't imagine any woman going through what I did, not having the tools I had. Because I know, I already studied cancer. I worked with cancer patients at my local hospital for 3 years. I know what it looks like. Not inside the body, but I know what people look like when they're going through the journey and when they have traumas around it, and feeling they have to trust the doctors and the hospital, everything they say, and just do what they say. Well, I'm like, not always. No. At that point, I did not want to, because I was holistic. I was all green, doing all, my Reiki and eating healthy, and believe that food is our medicine, and but it still got me.
Yeah.
And that was the part I was pissed about. But also his ignorance of me as a human being, that I am sensitive. I have emotions, and what you say can affect me.
Right.
But I'm very grateful for having a warrior inside that says, you know what? Let's just question what he's saying, and let's just park the fear for now, and you can get pissed instead.
Yeah.
And then let's see what happens.
Yes. Yeah.
I guess it's a self-defense mechanism also.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love the part where you say there's a warrior in me. There was a warrior in me, and she spoke. Did you know before you had this, I don't even want to call it a conversation, before you had this episode with the doctor, did you know that you had that warrior self inside of you, or is that one of the first times that you really got to feel her rise up and really tap into that powerful inner strength?
I have felt her before. I feel her when I do get challenged, and I always come out on the other side. Yeah. So I know, I always known I have a fighter, and probably because of my life journey, that she will show up here and there. But I would never have people tell me what can happen and what can't.
Right.
So that's something that I've had always. I hate being told what to do, especially if it doesn't feel right.
Absolutely, yes. And how many people, either they're not in touch with how they feel, So they don't even know if it feels right or doesn't feel right. They just kind of go with whatever is being told of them, whether it's a parent, a boss,